Yeah, I really don't know why I'm bothering with these things anymore. This is a garbage disposal that we replaced our sink, and I insisted we keep the old garbage disposal so I could tear it down and salvage some parts. And now that I'm into it, I don't even know who pays attention or cares anymore. There's a switch. That is what. So we replaced the sink. We don't use the garbage disposal. We have a compost pile, but the thing was not working anyway unless I activated it from the bottom. Because this, when you lock this type of garbage disposal, that's what activates this switch, which starts the motor. But it's all rusted and corroded in there, and I am not gonna bother with repairing it because we don't use it. But it's a 3/4 horsepower motor, an incinerator, and I'm just going to loosen some screws and see what we can get ourselves into here. This was the switch I used because the top switch, for some reason, that must be a reset button or a test button, because if I push that little black button, it would start, even though the top switch via the drain plug or cap is what you normally would use. So let me take these screws. I have a feeling this is going to be not an easy operation to get the windings out of there. These screws are pretty long. So let me take these screws off the bottom and see what we get into. I'll pause it for a second. So there was this plastic cowling that goes around the midsection of this, and this chrome top, and it looks as though, I don't know if you can see, but it looks as though there's this top, it's kind of these things look like in 3 places that this top portion, which had the blades, would spin on and be press fitted against the motor portion. So since I'm not interested in keeping this or fixing it, I'm gonna just see if this pries off. It's like a it's gonna break my screwdriver. Let me mess with this. I was able to hammer and wedge the screwdriver underneath this top portion, again containing the blades, to separate this from the motor. And man, my camera work is much to be desired here. And I'm gonna go on and see if this will come off now. Oh, look at that. I'm not sure what I did or whether you can see it or not. I'm gonna have to edit the crap out of this later. But I removed these 2 long screws from the base of the motor here and here, and then I wedged this off, and that freed up the stator to reveal that beautiful copper wound stator that the motor is still functional. And here's the rotor. It's an induction motor. And there's a switch here that changes the windings when it comes up to speed from the starter windings to the... So... Let me go ahead and free this up. That's bulky. Everything in there looks pristine. There's that switch that I was pressing on the bottom that is an alternate way of activating it. So it's this copper I'm after, and I gotta wedge all that out somehow and pry off this housing. I don't know if it's gonna be worth my time. And I gotta see if I can pop this rotor out of the bearings that are integral to the blades and all that stuff inside. So I really don't want to beat it up, but I don't know any other way of getting that out of there other than to pry and stuff. So all right, let me I'm not sure where this video is going. I just wanted to capture taking this part, and you know, a lot of households have these. You know, it's amazing that we can spend so much time and money on copper and steel and aluminum and plastic and electricity just because we don't want to shovel our rotten vegetables into a compost pile for our gardens. But that's us. That's America. God bless it. Hold on. I was able to pry the sides of this housing away, and then I was kind of pounding it on the deck, and that appears to have freed up the windings. All right, there you go. What a waste of time and effort by the human race to put this together just so people can... And then look, God knows how old this is, 20 years old, 30 years old, and it would have ended up in the trash. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but laminated core is pretty heavy. I have to get pull these wedges out to get to the copper, but I'll probably just leave it like this. That's going in the trash recycle bin. Let's see if I can pop that rotor out for goofs. So I popped off this upper housing that was press fitted on, and that's where all the trash goes and a bunch of other crap that makes this thing work. And there is a bolt that I'm hoping is going to release this shaft. Or let's give that a shot. Let me get a ratchet. Hold on a sec. Didn't think I was going to be able to get this rotor off, because every time I tried something to turn this bolt, the rotor kept spinning and it was just impossible to get a hold on. So I just took this pipe and I stuck it through the drain hole and kept turning it until it caught on something and gave me some leverage. And then it started, and now it's stopped again. So did I even loosen it? Yeah, I did. I thought I had it going here for a second, and then it just wouldn't let me turn it again. Come on, baby. Now what? I can't grab it on anything. Let's see if I can just use the... See what's going on here. The old monkey wrench trick. that got held onto the shaft just enough that I can get it the rest of the way. What a pain in the neck. Jeez. You know, I'm only working with backyard tools here. That held the shaft on. There's some more of the blade contraption. Those things, I don't know, spun around and... What do I gotta do? Looks like there's some more shit to break off here. Ah, there we go. One induction motor rotor coming right up. And those are the bearings in there. That's all garbage. So this is all garbage, actually. I wanted to show myself that I could ruin something. So this copper might come in handy someday. The rotor is nothing I can do with, but you know, I could set it on my desk at work and entertain questions all day on it, maybe. So there you go. That's what I wanted to do, is take out the rotor and the copper for the stator. I hope that was as exciting for you as it was for me. Time to wash the hands so I don't get the coronavirus. Thanks for tuning in to KAFKUBA.